All right, yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. Welcome, guys, to Dual Monsters Network. First thing we're gonna do is get into our talk about the format, the triple tactics, the structure deck format, the sealed play, where everything is limited card pool, and what you have is what you see on the box. Unless you're kind of sweaty and you want to upgrade your rarities, which is cool. No one's like judging you to your face anyway about that kind of stuff. But you can come with your deck maxed out with all the latest ultimate rares, collector rares, starlight rares, even whatever you have, and including the latest structure deck trap tricks. Beware of the trap tricks. I mean, this deck is pretty good, man. Jesus, look at everything on the screen right here. To include, and remember, both lists from the TCG and the OCG. Um, it's pretty crazy, like with the entire things that we have available in both lists when we combine them. And then today we're gonna get into a tier list where we talk about and sort some of the decks. All right, we have them sorted out for you. We have a few of them that you're gonna see the full deck list for, and links in the description, of course, on our Facebook and in our Discord group. Discord group. All right, today with us we have Aaron and Montana from the community. Say what up, you boys.
What up?
What's up?
And we're gonna just talk a little bit about the decks that we already have the full lists for. So we're gonna go over the tier makers. Is this? Oh, it just died. All right. So we'll let that simmer in the background.
Nothing. Mulligan.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about that. But on our Facebook group we have the structure decks. All right. So we're gonna start with the latest one. All right. And so we do have we have five lists, so we're just gonna go S tier, all right, A tier, B tier, C tier, okay. And I feel like at this point the next tiers are gonna be undecided because we just don't really know if they should belong in the format or not.
Yeah.
And then unplayable, which is basically you don't play these cards because they're either outdated, they're super power crept,
Well, they're just
they don't really make
not good in
sense.
general.
They don't make sense, or they're collector
Yeah.
sets, right? Because sometimes Konami like to bring out collector sets, and it doesn't really make sense to do that kind of stuff when you look at the structure deck for Kaiba,
Yep.
and for
Yugi and Kaiba
yeah,
V2.
it's like, oh yeah, here's a full here's like half a list of ABC, so you can make that deck, but like here's like blue eyes and stuff. Like you might need that. I don't know.
What's the ABC structure deck list?
Oh, okay. We're joined by Jax today. No, welcome Jax. Welcome Jax.
Also,
Yeah, the structure deck was the Kaiba. It was the Seto Kaiba list. We'll get
Yeah.
into that in another video. But today we're gonna focus on trap tricks. So let's give a little bit about what tier this one's gonna go into. And right off the bat, honestly, I'm gonna say minimum A tier, like very minimum A tier.
I can
I
agree
agree.
with that.
I feel like Max C alone just makes it A tier.
But we have to remember though, okay, so this tier list is tailored specifically to with the idea in mind that this is its own format, okay? We're not
Yeah.
saying best of like one structure deck. We mean three structure decks, no limitation on any of the cards. You can max out, you can play whatever you want on the back of the card on the of the box. All right? And then that's pitted against other decks that are of its own thing, right? Of its own caliber. So the same structure deck tier. Nothing else. We're not talking about any other specific ones, right? We're talking about only the
Yeah,
structure
just
decks
them in a
that have been
vacuum.
released. Yeah, and
Three together.
I'm gonna show you the full list of them as well. But man, we have quite the list. All right, so quite the list. All right,
So has anyone tried Mech Knights for structure deck format yet?
that no, because I don't think there's enough of them. We'll find out though, but
There's definitely not.
yeah, it's not enough. So, all right, right here, what do you guys think right off the bat about this list? So he said, A tier, but can we make an argument for S tier? Is it one of those decks that you're gonna play and you're gonna win?
I mean, shit. Pack.
You got to remember people don't know how to play against it either.
We also
Sure.
have to consider something that I don't think immediately you look at and say, yeah, it's very hard to play because it's
That is
about knowing
true.
exactly what you have to set up to be effective, right? Because anyone could just slap together all the cards in the back, but then like when do you activate specific things in order for you to maintain control, and then how many times can you set up your Sarah play, right? You have to keep on looping Sarah, and you know, shout out to Zayo, but he's been doing really well with looping it over and over again. You know, what do you think, Montana?
True. I mean, I honestly haven't. I didn't show up to locals yesterday, and I didn't see Zayo's video. But I mean, I'm willing to put it at, like you said, at least minimum A, and I could be convinced very easily to put it into S. I mean, just the Ash Blossom alone, and then all the great trap cards that it has with the evenly match.
Grave
And then
Diggers.
it also has with with the triple tactics format. You can play three. Well, you can already play 3 Argeki, but you can play 3 Feather Duster.
That's true. That is very true. So the deck does seem to be complete, and there does seem to be different variants you can play of the deck. I know people were just focused on the Trap Tricks variant, but there's hands in there, and if you want to throw some hands, you know, and some Mech Knight, it might be like
Hat format's real.
Yeah, hat format is real, so it's pretty cool to see that. Yeah, so definitely A tier, A plus at the very minimum, but like we're looking at S tier.
Put it high A
category.
tier,
This is very,
just
very
under
good.
S.
Yeah,
This deck already counters the best decks in the previous best decks in the format. Like, it counters Dark World, it counters Branded.
Yeah,
That's
Because
true.
Ash Blossom specifically counters Branded.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there, but it is a crazy thing to see. You know, we're looking at that big tier material. So let's move on to the next one. Has the tier listing fixed itself? Oh, it did. Yo, let's go. Okay, so can you see?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Let's big it up. What is that? I don't want to see that game. Okay, so we had where are you, Sarah?
Right next
to
to
Balderrock.
All right, so we're just gonna put her in S tier for now.
That's fair.
If anybody contends that later on, we'll talk about that. All right, so the next deck we're gonna talk about is the one that came before that one, and that is the Dark World Retrain of 2022. All right, and Gbis. all right, Gbis. This deck. I mean, Johnny took it to locals and just smacked with it. Absolutely dominated.
True.
With it, just like right away. Shout
to
out
be fair, to be fair though,
but yeah.
To be fair though, he did have a built extra deck.
Yeah, and he played. I think he played like a few of the newer cards or something of the sort. That
He definitely played Coach King Giant Trainer at least.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? So
yeah,
you really do.
So it wasn't purely just 3 structure decks put together, but still impressive.
Yeah. So looking at this right here in the OCG list, remember, keep in mind we're combining both lists, so you're making a deck of both to play in our format. But Token Collector, Barrier Statue of the Abyss, and Dark Spirits Mastery make its way into the format. I don't know if the Dangers and the Dark Smog supplementing that really did much, but Danger Bigfoot, Danger Thunderbird is something that we'd like to see. And then of course Mothman Snake in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the deck definitely has like lots of power in it. If you know how to pilot this deck well, Grapha, Dragon Overlord of Dark World is definitely a cool card to manipulate the opponent into forcing you to discard Dark World cards. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Skill Drain being good in there too in that deck. Just
so,
you know.
What do we think in terms of tier list? Where should it go?
Definitely
I would say
yeah.
I would say A.
Agree.
Yeah, definitely A tier minimum.
It could be argued for S tier, but
is there an argument for S tier? I mean, let's take a look at the list. Like, if you look at it for what it is, okay. Again, it's very complex, so I think that you have to take into account, because if you don't really do that, then you're not really doing the game justice here, because you can't just say, oh yeah, I know all of what the deck does and it's easy for me. GG. No, the deck is complex. You have to know the combos.
Very
complex. When to discard, what to discard. So many things. So I think A tier is pretty good because of its complexity and its difficulty to play and pilot.
Yeah.
It also has deck Devi virus.
It does. Yeah, it does. So A tier goes. I mean, the same could be argued for Sarah, but for Chatrix, but this deck has like evenly matched Rikaki Duster, like just like fallback cards that say if I mess up, okay, I'm just gonna blow you out of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, and the very next one we have. Okay, let's see.
I think it's Albaz.
Crystal Beast.
Crystal Piece. Right.
Oh man.
The thing people are already forgetting about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it. We like the list. Okay, we appreciated the list. Hang on, I'm bringing it up a second.
We appreciate that it had Ash Blossom.
It's. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Again, I guess. You know. Here it is.
Ash Blossom and Bell.
All right, so. Interestingly enough, I believe it's one of the only decks, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's the only decks that the OCG and the TCG have agreed upon.
Huh. I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So, yeah, the cards on screen you're seeing there, you got the Ash Blossom Ghost Bell, Dimension Shifter, Contact Sea, and then if you look over,
Yeah.
so it's a pretty card. Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Cyclone Goods, Melody to search the Rainbow Dragons in the deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Draw power and rare value, search power for days with the bridges and bouncing capability. This deck was just really good sealed if you just used it by itself. Had the conclave control with the bounce, so it's very interesting to see. What are you guys' thoughts on the format? Where should it go in terms of tier list?
I would personally put it lower. I think B is too high, but we don't have a C tier, so I would put it in undecided.
I would say undecided because it's just, it's up in the air. Like, it's good. It's got good cards. Like you said, Ash Blossom, Ghost Spell, D Shifter, which is, D Shifter's wild. Contact C. I mean,
Contact C can come up, but not
Yeah.
too often.
it can come up, but you don't see a whole lot of it being played like Dark World, Branded, and all that. So it's it's in that category to where it can be floating undecided, but also be, I mean, possibly in the A, possibly, but undecided. I would say undecided or B, in my personal opinion, just because you don't
You'd
see a
have to
whole
have
lot
a
of it.
really good argument for it in A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, it could, because of the like hand traps that are there, but like the flow of the deck, it just depends, like who's like piloting it and how it's being piloted. Like Rick said, conclave control, but some others can like do other things. It's just depending on how you put it all together.
Yeah, I think
Like
if,
ratios.
if it had
It's
an
also
extra deck, it would be a lot stronger.
Unexpectedly,
If it had an extra deck, it would be really strong. I think
Yeah.
the fact that it was just focused on Crystal Beast Fusion is like okay, I guess, but like the TCG could have really like thrown in a Baguska or something in there. You know what I mean? Because like
It'd also be cool
just
if it had like Rainbow
in the
Neos.
Salamangreat structure deck.
yeah, that's true.
Or Rainbow Neos would have been a good inclusion for that too.
Oh,
That
that's
is
true.
true.
Yeah, that would have been actually interesting.
Because I mean, yeah.
So yeah, B tier for, I mean, it is one of those complex decks, and I think in regards of its complexity in the format, it really is just a beatdown deck.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Its combos are unneededly complex, though.
Yeah,
Very.
I agree with that. It's more complex than something like, say, like Trap Tricks,
Trap
right?
Trick.
Because you could learn the line of Trap Tricks and just like, oh, activate, flip, win, GG.
Trap Tricks is about the interactions. Crystal Beast is about the combos.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. Well said. All right, so B tier, it goes, and we're gonna move on to the very next one, and we have the Albaz.
Rain.
Albaz is an easy A tier minimum.
The
I
Albaz.
would,
That's crazy.
I
would actually almost put it in S.
I would put in an S.
Is a hell of a card.
Like it's wild.
Taking a look
Branded
at the
branded
OCG
fusion.
list, Look at that OCG Ice Dragon's Prison, just like topping
Yeah,
it
and
off. Like
in Dimensional Barrier, there can only be one. You got Branded Fusion. You
Oh,
got
God, it has
Dark
there can be
Ruler
only
called
one.
by the grave.
yeah. I mean, that's got to be
Yeah.
S tier because it's really good. It can hold its own. Mirror Jade is just wild. I mean, yeah, S tier, straight up.
Yeah.
Just not even no
Yeah.
contention community.
That-
If you guys
that's-
No
you
discussion
guys
to be
sound
had
off
about
in
it.
the comments below if you believe that this deck without the use of the additional stuff is, in the format. Remember, keep this in mind, boys. In the format, our format is just 3 structure decks. You're locked into your own strategy, the one that you picked. Okay, so just 3 of those, whatever you see on the screen, to include Artifact Scythe. That's pretty cool. We might see some Levianeer. We might see some Levianeer plays.
Rick.
Yeah.
You forgot to put Fallen of Albies in the
No,
the
Mirror
list.
Jade. Mirror Jade.
in the monster list.
Oh, monster list. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
I was like, wait a minute,
That's
we're missing
Yeah, what's this
the
freaking
main
Oh,
movie
piece of the
gonna-
I
deck.
was gonna put him in a nice, cool colored text, and I forgot to do that. But yeah. So yeah, it's the list itself, definitely A tier. No. No
Yeah.
question,
Oh, yeah, Gold
honestly.
Sark into Tri-Brigade Mercurier is still really good.
Yes.
That is a thing. That is a combination.
Yo, 3 gold Sark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thunder Dragon best deck.
So we got. Let's see. The
Cyber
next
Dark.
one is Cyber Dark, the Cyber Strike structure deck.
Ooh.
One's yeah.
Honestly, so the
ARB.
biggest change here is the OCG got Lightning Storm in place of our TCG's Cybernetic Overflow.
God, Lightning Storm would have been so nice.
Yes, it would have.
If it was pre-Errata
How good
Future,
is Lightning
if it was
Storm in this format?
if it was pre-Errata Future Fusion, you know what I mean. I don't know, but it does have infinite impermanence, which is
Sure.
pretty cool.
Canada is the one that flips, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Duel Links one.
And we also have some pretty good beatdown plays, like
True.
just watch out.
And the Cyber Dark End Dragon is a monster. It's insane.
Yeah, let me
It's
get
a
it.
towers
It's
with
really hard
5k
to get out with
attack.
how much hand traps are in the format. It's really hard to get out with how much hand traps are in the format.
Different format though, Jax.
No. Branded has hand traps. Traptrix has hand traps.
Yeah.
Crystal Beast has hand traps.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
True.
look at the tier list and see where they are in terms of what they can do, right? So where is it? It's the fusion that I got. So where are we?
B.
I would say
I would say-
undecided.
No, we gotta put it in a tier. This is one of the
I
newer
would put
lists.
B.
It's definitely not an undecided. This is B tier. It's kind of like it does what it does, and I think it can combo off, but like so, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I guess do what you're gonna do, but I guess it remains to be seen, right? Because Kyle did say the Cyber Dragon guy. Shout out to Kyle. He did say he was gonna come to locals with this structure deck event. So we'll see what happens. If
Okay.
they,
Let's him bring like Cyber Dragon Infinity and Nova in the deck.
no, definitely not there. As you see here, it's not listed. So
Kyle's too honest for that.
indeed. All right, so B tier it goes, and then we have the
The
next
Charmer
one.
structure deck.
No, we have the Freezing Chains.
I
No,
forgot that existed.
we don't even have to.
Honestly, I don't sleep on this deck. Do not
It has
I agree.
sleep
I agree.
on this deck. Okay, I'm
I
telling
agree.
you right now.
Vanities might make
you guys
A
are
tier
saying
alone.
you guys say what you want to say, but I've piloted.
I've seen this deck played. I played against
Yeah.
Rick.
In this, remember,
And-
you have to keep in mind again in this format where things are kind of slow. People don't have access to a lot of toolboxes. They don't have generic staples like that. So you really have to deal with what you have. And if your side deck isn't like good enough, you're gonna just lose. Straight up, you're just gonna lose. Also, I think it's funny that Crossout Designator is in here.
I
It
know.
doesn't do
funny
anything,
dude.
but it's in here.
Because like
Yeah,
there's
so-
already a card in this deck that made the mirror match like really fun. I think it
Interesting.
was Mirror.
Oh yeah, right.
So, like,
yeah, that's
oh,
the one where it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's like
it
in the
has-
mirror match they made this like 2 cards like you could just baby. It's pretty cool. But yeah, also pretty cool fun fact. Zuijin came as a TCG exclusive for a while, and it wasn't released until a special premium pack, I believe it was, in the OCG. A while later.
Was it a world premiere pack?
I don't know if it was a world premiere pack. No, because we got this first, and then they got, because like all the American territories, like TCG, everywhere in the world got this card except for OCG. So no feels bad on them. But yeah, taking a look at what this deck has, okay, and again knowing the format, I definitely will say bottom of A tier, B tier.
I would say A
I
tier.
would say do not sleep on it. It is
I would
not
say A
something
tier as
that,
well.
yeah, I would not say it's not something that you can just like, oh, whatever. But so if you guys
Trishula is
let's
just so
hear let's
wild.
hear from Montana. Go ahead, Montana.
I'll defer it to you guys because I would personally put it unplayable, but then again, I also haven't
It
tried
has
it.
vanities. Y'all are sleeping on vanities emptiness.
Y'all are sleeping on Vanity's emptiness right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's Vanities.
Nobody said that. I'm glad you
Yeah,
pointed it out, Jax. Thank you.
And it's got like, Heavy Storm Duster for back row, Crackdown for control,
Mind drain
take.
for them dangers.
Yeah, it's got stops.
That's
And it
like,
also
Ronan-
has a really consistent first turn combo.
it has
Yeah,
really
Ronan
good-
Toad.
You know,
Ronan
the
Toad
funny
and
thing. The funny thing is that they have a consistent protection from extra deck monsters in the continuous spell card. I believe it's called Freezing Chains. It says if you control 3 or more ice barriers, like monsters you control are unaffected by the activated effects of monsters your opponent controls that were special from the extra deck. So like that's funny, Mirror Jade, nice deck, bro. But you have you have stuff like that, so that's pretty cool.
And Rick likes the DeLorean Tiger guy.
Oh, the bouncy bounce. Oh, I mean, Brionic is in here. Yo, Brionic.
Yeah, it's a deck to not be slept on, like you said, Rick.
Remains to be seen, but I will agree, A tier. I mean, that's doing the deck justice. You're putting respect on the name. I think that is a little bit high though. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier because if we put Crystal Beast in B tier,
Yeah, but this deck has vanities. I know I'm probably
I mean the OCG list putting it up. It might put it up, but we're gonna say high B tier. Not above Crystal Beast though.
I'll concede with that.
All right, and the next deck we have is one of my personal favorites. I just
Charmers.
absolutely adore this deck. This deck is just gas. And if you take a look at the OCG list, things become very interesting for this format.
Heat Wave and Sandgan.
I don't know if you guys know what those cards are.
And evenly.
Evenly matched two in there.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Thoughts?
Secret Village Lock.
Montana,
Also,
tell me.
Secret
Let's
Village
from
Lock
Montana.
and Denko's. Shut the hell up, Aaron.
So you shut the hell up.
Secret Village Lock and Dinko Seka. Cool. Nice game.
Oh wait, Dinko Seka literally shuts down Trap Drakes.
Yeah.
I love it because it's.
Let's hear the tier for you. What do you think of the tier it should go into?
We'll
go down the list.
I want to say A at the highest.
Okay.
Maybe low A, high
If we
B.
put the Crystal Beasts in B,
I would say A for it.
I think it's personally, we're gonna go down the list, but Montana says A, right? I personally think it's better than these here.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
just
I need to see the deck in action to understand its power.
I mean, we can
Look, Jax was going to.
We're gonna pull it up on screen again, so you guys can see it. But
Look, Jax was going to town for vanities. I'm going to town for Secret Village Lock.
look at this.
That-
Look at this list. Just I want you to take a look. Sound off in the comments below if you think that this list is actual flames. Like just idea, just put yourself playing this list. This list is crazy. Look at Luna, Fairy Tale Luna control alone right away with a bunch of these spells and traps. Oh my god!
I actually lost.
Progression series.
I actually lost to Zayo running a triple Spirit Charmer deck.
Yeah, dude.
I remember.
Shout out to Zayo again, bro. The boy puts flames together, dude. So like, if he puts together something like this, you'll see this deck. Look at these cards, bro. We got Geki, right? Ruler, Twister, Heatwave. That's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Kyle Lewis. I saw this in Kyle Lewis's deck. I thought that was funny.
He played it against me.
Book of Eclipse, Terraforming. Okay, I'm just gonna search my field spells more than one because the Grand Spiritual Art Ichirden is actually really good as well. So
that's a I thought that was a continuous.
It's a field spell. Yeah, this is actually one of the newer ones that came out with the deck. It says if you control a 1500, basically a charmer specific one, it's a spellcaster with a specific amount of defense points. Negate the first effect your opponent's monster
is a field spell.
controls that resolves, similar to that of the hands, like the magic hand and trap hand thing negations.
Wait, I know what we're gonna search with terraforming. Verdant Sanctuary.
Guys. You trying to play Santa Claus?
Yeah, we're trying to bring Christmas.
We're trying to play Santa Claus. I think Valor,
Baylor's still good.
Dimensional Barrier, Solemn Warning. Like,
Wait.
it's just all right.
When did that get put in
Yeah,
there?
this is a really, really good control deck.
Yep. So
Metaverse.
A tier. I mean, I personally think it's a little bit high. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm gonna go and concede A tier. All right, Aaron, what do you think?
I think it's A tier. I like all the cards that are in there. I mean, it gives it, a lot of versatility and a lot of control. Like Montana said, I personally think it should be A tier. I mean, it could be higher up, like you said, but in my personal opinion, I would keep it in A tier, but it could be higher.
I would just like to say, not high A tier, bottom of A tier. I just want to keep that clear.
Okay. And Jax, finally.
I'm fine with A tier.
Okay. So A tier, the Charmers go, and rightly so. I believe that they're actually pretty good. So.
All right, so can we just agree that the God structure decks go in unplayable?
We're not there yet. We're not gonna get into those because we don't have the list just up. The last list that we have available for right now is the Sacred Beast structure deck. I think that it's pretty funny to see some Grinder Golem Kaiser Coliseum. We haven't seen those in a long
baby.
time. Yeah. What do you guys think of the list so far? Montana.
I don't see a Kashik Magician in the extra deck.
I don't have much to say, honestly. I think it's. I mean, Armor Tile is kind of cool because you can just, one-shot people, and if you make it with the fusion spell, I think you take no battle damage and it can't be destroyed.
Okay.
So that keeps you alive for the next turn for the crackback, and you can just punch them really hard.
Or you can try to anyway. Mound of the Bound protecting everything.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
if you have up the Fallen Paradise, you can draw 2 every turn.
I mean, it's got some stuff that it can do, but it really relies on Armatile bust, in my opinion.
I think what is it?
Okay, there's.
Hang on, let me.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, that's true.
Just Kaiser Coliseum is control. Yeah. That's
Okay, so you make Armor Tile and then you put Kaiser down.
That's gonna be a hell of a lock.
I still have no idea how Kaiser Coliseum works.
We're gonna find out. We'll talk about it. So let's go down the list. Montana, where do you think? Looking at the list, where does this abomination of a deck go?
God, I don't know.
You gotta think of how bricky Sacred Beasts usually are.
It's true.
It's I would say undecided. I want to put it in B tier. I really do, but I would say
undecided.
I want to put it undecided because like the Sacred Beasts, they're nice and everything, and like Bailey calls them great value. But it's you want them to be on the field and just body your opponent, and Fallen Paradise, that draw 2 is really good. And Kaiser Coliseum and Grinder going, holy crap! That's wild. But I want to put it in the B tier, I really do, but just it's undecided. It's really hard.
All right, so Aaron can't decide. Montana, where do you want to put it?
I really can't either.
Jax, what do you think?
If there was a C tier, I would put it in C tier, but undecided.
I think you guys would be on the mark if it weren't for the fact that Kaiser Coliseum is in this goddamn deck. It's insane that this card is legal here, and you're gonna play it at 3, and you're gonna figure out why this card was banned immediately. So at the very minimum, because that card exists, it's just B tier. And honestly, it puts it.
Awakening of the Sacred Beast is a skill drain, isn't it?
It puts it ahead of the
so.
actually it's pretty crazy.
Is it?
We'll put it up if you want to bring it up. We could bring it up. Yeah, but I think it's better than the Cyber Strike as well. Personally.
It wins in time. It's a skill drain, and I forget the other effect.
Oh yeah. And it's a macrocosmos.
Sheesh.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
not exactly a macrocosmos, but basically.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so that is currently the way that the format is looking. If you guys have any comments regarding the decks that we have commented on so far, go ahead and leave it down below. Hit me up. And if you guys feel that any of the decks that we listed belong in another tier, or because of X reason, make sure to give your reason and tag us. All right. If you think that somebody said something that you agree with, go ahead and tag them in the comments below. Let us know. All right. Shout out to everybody that hooked it up, and we're gonna continue on with the next decks as they become available, and I finish out all the artwork for them and have you guys in the gallery display. All right. Thank you guys for stopping by.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Dual Monsters Network, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Take care.